Hi, my name's Carol. I first noticed a lump growing in the left-hand side of my neck, and I was playing the trombone an awful lot. I'm a professional trombone player, and the trombone is all kind of based on the left-hand side, all the weight, and I thought it was sort of muscular problems to start off with. So I saw a physio, and the physio said I don't like the look of that. Sent me to my GP, and my GP also said I don't like the look of that. It was the surgeon actually who had taken a lymph node away. I was summoned in to see him again, and it was all very, very serious. No one said the word cancer, and so I almost left the room thinking, is that cancer? Whereas my mum she knew that, and so she knew the questions to ask there and then, even though I didn't want to be in the room very long. We asked 2 or 3 questions maybe. I was given a nurse straight away who said, we've got plenty of booklets for you to go away with. Would you like a room to come and just rest, or just talk about it, cry, whatever you need? And at the time I didn't really know what to do, and I was a bit frantic, and I just said, no, get me out of here, get me out of here. And I just had to get straight outside, get some fresh air, and get out of the car, and I just wanted to feel normal again. I didn't want, suddenly I've got this label on me. Give me the booklet, yeah, I can look at them at another time, but I just wanted to get out. So that was just the way I dealt with it. I chose not to really learn too much about it to begin with, because I was so scared. And I remember saying to my specialist, because it was after that I had to have a scan to see how far it spread, and it spread in between my lungs, and then that's when they decided what the treatment was going to be. Gradually, as my journey got longer and longer, sadly, I ended up learning more about it and becoming a lot more confident to learn more about it anyway. Literature for losing hair, there's literature for the chemo, there's literature for trying to keep working, there's literature for relationships, there's literature for diet, there's literature for everything, and it is fabulous resource. And I just started a UK tour of the show Chicago, which is just Monday through to Saturday, and 2 weeks in each different town in the UK. And I just started that in Glasgow. Took a couple of days off to go back down to Manchester to Christie's to get the diagnosis, and obviously took up the rest of that week. But I spoke to the fixer, and he said, okay, just take whatever time off you need, but you're welcome back whenever you can. And so I decided, right, chemo was on a Tuesday, so the rest of that week I knew I was going to feel terrible. But the Monday following, I will always do that week, and then take off the next week again. So I worked every other week, and I know as a sort of cumulative effect, ABVD chemo was getting harder and harder. I lost my hair within about 2 or 3 months, and lost a bit of weight and energy and all sorts of things. So it was harder to keep myself going, but my friends and family kept saying, you come back from work a different person, your spirit's lifted, and it just gives you something to keep going. So they were always pushing me, come on Carol, you can do it, you can do this week as well. And it just did me the world of good, it really did. It's easy to have every emotion, and for some reason every emotion is heightened as well. I know people talk about emotions being sort of ups and downs, but when you're going through chemo and the whole diagnosis and dealing with all of that, it's mountains and canyons, it's literally that big. I've felt every emotion under the sun. I'm a professional musician. If I can go out and do a gig or go out and teach, your focus is completely on that, and everything else, for even if it's just an hour, half an hour, it's just gone, it's not there. It's funny when you look like a cancer patient, people do treat you like a cancer patient, and whenever I was amongst friends and going back to work every week, looking maybe a little bit iller, a little bit less hair, I would have a group of people surrounding me wanting to know how it was going. I hear that some relationships get stronger, and I know for me they kind of did, but it's very easy to fall into carer and patient role, which was sadly sort of destroyed a couple of relationships. But yeah, I think it's very difficult to keep a constant focus how normal people are when you've got this massive thing on top of you. I think a massive respect to people that manage to get through it together, and yeah, probably made them stronger and stronger. I think when I was diagnosed, I was worried that I wasn't strong enough, and I was worried that it would get me. So I think, I don't know, being cared for by your mum, I think everyone's done that when they were a kid and stuff anyway, so you can easily fall back into that. Your mum's cooking and your mum's cleaning and your mum holding your hand whenever you need. And yeah, I could always have a bit of a giggle with my mum when you're feeling alright as well. So I think the carer-patient role was, I think when anyone's really ill, you just kind of fall into it anyway. I definitely had some very dark patches. The depression actually came once I was in remission and once I was doing better and I was recovering, which just didn't make sense to me, because surely I should be happy, I should be ecstatic, but I was, hang on a minute, I'm lost. Who am I without cancer? I had a cancer for 9 years. What do I do now? Where am I? I'm just like in mid-air. I don't know. I haven't got this safety net of going to hospital every day, and I haven't got people looking out for me. I'm just left. And that's when it hit, and it really confused me. I was starting to really feel as though I was struggling. At the Christie, they have a psycho-oncology department, and I still see someone once every month. I think the main advice I've always given everyone is just to try and keep some normality in your life. Whatever is normal for you, try and keep that going. Even when you're feeling terrible, just think, okay, when I'm feeling well, I'm going to concentrate on what is normal for me, whether it's just spending a bit of time making some food, or just get lost in a film, or get lost in some of your favourite music, or yeah, on the computer, just get completely focused and caught up in whatever that is, because it keeps you away from all the other stuff, because that can be there all the time if you let it, and it will get on top of you if you let it. The Lymphoma Association are just incredible, the amount of resources available on the website, all the booklets and support, and there's buddies, and there's magazines, there's so much there. Amazing being back doing what I do. Teaching is actually only a tiny bit of what I do, really, but it's amazing interacting with students. I've only been teaching a few years, because normally I'm performing, and actually getting back to performing is just, it's incredible. Is there anything positive? Actually, it sounds bizarre, but the whole thing is positive. The whole thing. I would never trade my life for anyone else's.